Hi everyone, it's Danielle with Northlawn Flower Farms. Today I am planting some Color Blaze Velveteen Coleus in my garden, and I wanted to bring you along for the journey because I love the Color Blaze series. I've used them here at my home garden, I've used them at a work garden that I manage, and they perform absolutely wonderful. And the fact that you can grow these guys in both sun, and isn't that so funny, right as I say that the sun comes out, you can grow them in sun all day long or shade. The versatility of this plant and the colors that you're able to get, I don't think there are many other plants quite like it. So I had to take out a section of bachelor's buttons the other day that it was just getting too hot. They weren't really bringing in any money at the stand anymore. They were petering out, so I removed all of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace them with the Color Blaze Velveteen, and I think they're gonna fill up the space beautifully. This particular Color Blaze grows 24 to 34 inches tall and wide. So I got 5 of them, and it's gonna fill up the space. So we can go over to that space right now. Just a warning, it looks pretty bad right now, but once these guys get planted and established, the area is going to look beautiful. And I think I'm going to back up the area with some evening sun sunflowers, one of my favorite sunflowers. But also, I just wanted to update you on the frosted salmon poppies that I grew from seed. I mean, is this the most beautiful flower head that you've ever seen? I think I could just stand here all day looking at them. So this is the first time that I've ever grown frosted salmon poppies. It was a little interesting and somewhat disappointing to see that they kind of hang their heads, but then it seems like the longer that they're open, they kind of tilt back up towards the sun. So I have to play around with wiring these guys for use in the vase. But you know what, even if they're just going to be a flower to enjoy in the garden, I think they're just stunning. And I got these seeds from Baker Creek Seeds if you are looking for this particular seed. Well, anyway, I'm getting distracted as usual by the beautiful blooms. Let's go over to another area of my garden and plant the Color Blaze Velveteen together. So here's where these Coleus are going to go. They're going to get full sun all day behind this hedge of Bergarten sage, and I think it's going to be a beautiful contrast, you know, that silvery foliage of the sage, but then the vibrant pop of that maroon color of this Coleus is going to be stunning. And once they get a little bit taller, it'll really start to make sense. And I learned this great tip from my mom recently, which is to dig the hole before you plant the plant and see if you like the way it looks. Because sometimes I think the pot size can give you a deceiving effect because everything is going to look taller than when you actually plant it. So by digging the hole first and putting the plant in and then stepping back and seeing if you like the way it looks, I think it really helps with positioning things. So let's go ahead and get these guys planted. I'll need to run out and get some sunflower seeds because I'm out of evening sun, and then we'll mulch this area and hopefully it'll look a little bit nicer than it does right now. I'm sure it will. seeds because I think I just want to use something that I already have on hand. I'm not really worried about it being a good cut. And since I don't have evening sun, I think I'm going to plant Tithonia which will really thrive in the heat. It'll catch up really quickly and bring a lot of nice height to the back of that border. So Tithonia goes into the ground 1/4 inch down. You want to go ahead and cover it. It needs darkness to germinate. And I use a pen when I'm direct seeding. So now we can go back outside and seed some Tithonia. Well guys, I think that brings me to the end of planting up this bed, but I'll need to do a little bit of maintenance in the days to come to make sure everything gets established and is growing nicely. So you see that I watered in that Tithonia seed really well after we planted it, and I'm going to make sure to continue to water that bed so that it stays evenly moist every single day until I see those plants emerge from the ground. I'm going to baby them a little bit right at the beginning, but once they get 2 to 3 sets of true leaves, I'm going to leave them all to their own devices. They can take care of themselves. Tithonia is a really tough plant and it thrives on heat, and it can take drought as well. And I just love this bed because you get a little bit of instant impact by adding the Color Blaze series here, the Velveteen Coleus, but also you have the anticipation of waiting and nurturing those Tithonia seeds. And for me, I just love growing things from seed. I don't know, I guess it makes me feel like a mother to a plant when I plant that seed in the ground. I nurture it all through the season, and finally I get to see a bloom and I get to have it set seed for next season. So I don't know, there's just something about that process that really brings me a lot of joy. So I hope you can kind of visualize how this bed is going to look in 2 months, even though, you know, it's not the end result right now. One other thing I should mention, you might notice that I did not mulch this bed, and we don't ever want to mulch an area where we've direct seeded something. That's going to severely, what am I trying to say? They're going to have a really hard time germinating if you put a really thick layer of mulch on top of the bed that you just planted. Don't do that. Just plant into bare earth, keep it watered, keep it moist. Once they emerge and get a little bit established, then you can mulch the area if you want. But honestly, Tithonia grows so fast, it's going to quickly shade out the bottom of the soil. And honestly, I don't even think I'll go ahead and bother to buy mulch for this area because these plants are going to grow really fast and take care of weed suppression for me. Well guys, I hope that was helpful. I think I need to go have another cup of coffee because I'm jumbling my words like crazy today. But anyway, thanks so much for joining me out here in the garden today. And until next time, happy gardening. Bye.